What's up, all you nerds and turds? Welcome to Indie's Nuts Podcast, the internet's #1 indie gaming news, reviews, and previews podcast, hosted and served to your ear holes by people you've never heard of. I'm Steven Fontana of DualScreens.com, and with me is the co-founder of DualScreens.com. That is a cat that just tried to jump out of my door. Are you all right there, bud? Andy Asimakis, what's going on, Andy? And we also have Matt. Mr.
Hello.
Nuff is with
Hi.
us. Murray.
That's me.
Yeah.
It's this guy right here.
So
That's
I
not
got
great.
I got by the algorithm, and I was shown a grooming brush for aminals.
Man,
For-
that word
for-
means has so
Yeah,
I
I
did
was
not know
where
where the
is this
fuck are you
conversation
going
going?
right here.
A grooming brush. So
Yeah,
it's a
okay.
it's a
All right.
comb apparatus.
There's so much happening right now.
It's an apparatus to remove hairs
Boy,
from
no.
cats and dogs.
Uh-huh.
This thing took a whole cat out of my cat, like an entire cat out of my cat. And
Now you have a spare.
apparently the internet says that you should put cat fur outside, because don't throw it out, but like just throw it in the street or whatever, because birds use it to make bird nests. So that's what I learned today. What's up with you guys?
Why the
Steve,
fuck do you care about what birds
Steve,
do?
for the love of God, just fucking throw out your weird cat hair.
Yeah.
Well, the kids were very excited about that fact, so they took the cat hair, brought it outside, and threw it in the garden.
That's like a step below, like, let's make a pillow out of it kind of energy.
Well, it is what
Steve.
it is. Yes.
Oh,
It's
I
just,
have
I can't wait for there to be like a fucking bird's nest out front of your house, and it is just completely
A seagull.
and totally assembled
Yeah.
via your cat's cat hair.
Yeah.
So it's just like another cat sitting in the tree.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Indie's Nuts Podcast. Like I said, we're going to talk all about indie games, all the news, we've been playing a bunch of games. There's a lot. I mean, so much was
Too much.
revealed this past week and 3 days. So 10 days. And we're not going to be able to talk about all of it, but we will talk about a bunch of stuff, including what's new with Dual Screens. Andy, why don't you tell everybody what the latest episode of the Dual Screens podcast was all about?
Ooh.
Oh, a wrestle story. This was
Yes.
the other awesome wrestling RPG
Indeed.
at PAX East that we liked.
Indeed. Yeah.
A lot of fun. This one's centered on like making your own wrestler. It has like Steven Universe cartoon animation vibes going on. Very fun conversation. A lot of Steve wrestling impersonations. A lot of wrestling discussion
Go figure.
and lore in that episode, which surprisingly I cared for and was intrigued by. It piqued the interests in wrestling outside of a whole man flesh slapping together aspect.
Yes.
So
It was only
it was nice for me.
It was only the third time
I
in
learned a
Dual
lot of
Screens
stuff.
history.
Yeah.
The third time in Dual Screens history that we had to edit something out of the show because we spoke about the Attitude Era,
Oh boy.
and it got a little out of control.
Like you guys got way too deep.
We got into some of the more questionable Attitude Era storylines.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Like, getting someone so drunk and then marrying them at a drive-through chapel.
Weird. I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
just
a weird one. That's
real-
very good for kids to watch.
Yeah, real strange. Real
It's a
strange.
Very important lesson for young men.
Real crazy. Anyway, go to dualscreens.com. You can
Steal your
check
boss's
out
daughter.
the show there. youtube.com/dualscreens.tv. And of course, if you want to check us out on Twitch, every Thursday we record this show that you're listening to right now or watching later on YouTube on twitch.tv/dualscreenstreams. And if you saw my TikTok saying to come join us, welcome. Come say hello in the chat.
Okay.
Just come say
Can I also say before we dive in really quickly,
Please.
Stephen, is we recorded another interview that same evening with another developer. And we spoke about horror, and it was like a very serious, long conversation. Like we dive deep in some stuff.
Yeah.
So just seeing like that contrast of ourselves, like a back to back, like one was very fun and light and loose and I'm gonna kidnap you and marry you a conversation. And then it was like a very serious horror convo that I was like, I love how flexible we are
Yeah, it was
You got to be able to pivot.
in our interview skills.
it was very, you know, Jim Carrey doing Dumb and Dumber and Eternal
Yeah.
Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Like
Right.
that's what that whole thing was. All right, let's get into the indie game adventures, and I'd like to start us off with just my thoughts on. Last week I had mentioned that I was going to play the Soulstone Survivors new content, their new skill trees, and all that stuff. I played with one of the characters. I did 3 or 4 runs. I had collected so many resources prior to this update. Now I'm actually using the resources to like expand the skill tree. The skill tree doesn't, at least not right away, feel too powerful, but it does change how you can play with these characters. I chose the archer character. I forget what the actual name is, but one of the powers that you unlock in the skill tree is you get this like panther companion that if you get close, it'll tell you where it is on the map, and if you get really close to it, you mount it, and you could run around for like a minute or like 90 seconds, and your attack, you could augment in your skill tree that you do more damage while you're mounted, you could move faster while you're mounted and stuff like that. So there's a lot of cool stuff like that that they added to all of the characters' gameplay. I forged some weapons for all the characters that I was able to. I didn't try them yet, but yeah, it was if all the characters, the 6 that they released, are as different and diverse from the base characters, like their base gameplay unlocks and whatnot, and abilities. I think they got a really good thing on their hands, and I just love the idea of dumping points and resources into making a character more strong. So definitely recommend.
I played a little bit of it too. Funny enough, I also dug into the ranger tree, and then I think also the mage tree, like the fire mage guy. And yeah, I mean, I didn't get that far into it. I only played really 1 round with the ranger, and it was really fun. One thing that it not as necessarily as disappointment, but because I had saved up so much stuff, it was difficult to feel the progression that tree, because it is a lot of passives, but like it was difficult to feel the progression because of how much I had just stocked up, you know what I mean? So I was just like blasting out the nodes and really not like going run by run and be like, oh man, I feel more powerful. But that said, this update is gigantic and kind of fundamentally changes how the game plays. I mean, there's so many characters and so many of the skill trees to go through. And, when they drop the other half,
it might be better to just wipe your save and start over, kind of thing.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing that actually.
All right, so Andy, you brought something to the table, something that I played at PAX, but you did a big play of it.
Did the big do?
Done do a play. What are you playing, buddy?
System Shock Remake. I have to admit, I was very afraid for this game for the longest time.
Why?
There was a lot of delays, and the initial builds had this sense of why bother of it. It was like, this is not great. And I'm not sure if it's the whole like my rose tinted glasses for the original System Shock back in the day through my like, you know, very, very young gamer mind as a child, but it didn't look amazing. It didn't look jaw dropping. I felt like this is going to come out, this is going to flop, and it's going to kill the IP for good. No part 3, dead, buried, it's over for System Shock. So I played it. And oftentimes when I approach a remake, in the back of my brain, I always think, even if this sucks, there's always the original game to go back to revisit, to enjoy it. That will always be there for me. Right. And that's my mindset for most, not only games, just movie reboots as well. Like, you can do an experiment, explore with different ideas and characters, but the original will always be there to enjoy and consume. End of story. But in this instance, when I played it, I did not miss the original at all.
Wow.
Like
That's saying something.
it is such a well done game. It's as if they looked at System Shock and didn't just say, how can this look better, sound better? It's as if the mentality was, what do you think they were trying to do in this game 30-ish years ago that technology limited them from doing? And that's like the approach I feel with the gameplay, with the boss fights, with how the whole thing handles. That was, I think, the idea in the devs' minds when they put this thing together, because it is like a night and day. The whole philosophy of this game has been transformed. It is a night and day difference.
My
And
worry about it.
I'm system shocked to my core
Oh,
that it
Jesus.
turned out this well.
Boo!
My main concern
Get 'em out.
about IP getting, or remakes like
Get
this
him out of here.
that are like, my whole thing is there have been many games that took inspiration from the original System Shock,
Mhm.
and it's almost become a parody of itself now. Like, the genre is so oversaturated with you know quasi horror shooter exploration genre or whatever. And I was wondering, like, how did they approach the what made System Shock back then so unique and still make it feel unique, because so much has happened between then, where I feel like if you go back and you just do a BioShock type thing, it's been done to death at this point.
Right. A lot of it here is Shodan, the killer AI,
Mm-hmm.
the OG killer gaming AI. This is like, pre GLaDOS,
Yeah.
The characterization of her in this is 10 times more terrifying than the original. Like the delivery of some of these lines that I know that I'm quite familiar with, having played the game. Like, I played it since the OG, when I, throughout the years, once or twice, just for the nostalgia factor. And I just love Shodan in general. They have a killer AI always like is like instant boner for me. I just love that kind of storytelling for some reason. I like when technology goes awry. That's why I love Black Mirror so much. um and her in this game, like, it's dialed up to a crazy level, where System Shock original, the main piece of it is the exploration, trying to survive, and the combat and the enemy encounters are limited by how, let's just say, unintelligent the AI can come across. It's not the best AI. It's dumb. It's really dumb AI.
Sure.
For back in the day. No more of that. That shit's gone. That's gone.
So
AI
the enemy encounters are much more difficult.
Way more dynamic. It's all about, like, the moment to moment combat is much better. It feels better, and it's like the complete package. And again, I'm just shocked that might be a bold take, but I'm gonna say it anyway. We've lived through Shadow of the Colossus remake, a Demon Souls remake, countless Resident Evil remakes. We just had Dead Space not too long ago. We're getting more, I think. What's the recent one that I read about? Who the fuck knows?
Metal Gear Solid 3.
Metal Gear Solid 3 is happening soon. Silent Hill 2 is around the corner. But for the ones that are already out there, this is the best remake I've ever played.
Of all of the remakes that you've played?
Yes.
Including Final Fantasy.
Correct.
Interesting.
That is a bold statement.
Correct.
Especially coming from you. That's a bold statement.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's the sci-fi horror bias that's buried in my nerdy chest. But it retains a lot of the charm from its original self, but it just looks and plays phenomenally.
I'm gonna have to dig in.
And Matthew, I can't recommend it enough. They did it. Like I text my friend, I was like, they actually pulled this off. And I cannot wait, Steve,
Yes.
when we get Stephen Kick from Night Dive Studios back on the show.
Yes, back on the show.
We've been speaking on Twitter.
The last time we spoke to him on the show was what,
4 years ago.
4 years.
4 years ago.
Wow,
crazy.
When this was still like being pulled together in a sense, and he was trying to make it work, and there was a lot of hurdles, and they've since been bought by Atari, which is like crazy. Since our last conversation, but I'm like, I want to get you back on the show and do like a post because I want to see what happened to get you guys to this point, and then to see the reception be so great around this game. It's just cannot recommend it enough.
Arugula.
Yes, an arugula.
Oxo.
I don't know how to pronounce it either. If it makes you feel any better.
Otzko.
So this is very easy to explain. This is Hotline Miami as a roguelike game.
Sure. Oh, look at it. Oh shit. I love it.
It is so much fun. It's run by run. It's super difficult. The guns change, the rooms change, some of the enemies change. There's really cool boss fights. The roguelikeness of it, there's also this place called the Rose Room, and so between each like section of levels and then at the beginning of the run you visit the Rose Room, and you're able to drink alcohol at the bar, and this alcohol will have different effects, like like you can kick enemy bullets away, or like if you throw a gun it like ricochets one time off of one of the enemies, or ammo consumes at half the rate or something like that. There's a bunch of different ones. There's a ton of stuff to unlock. There's different guns that you can unlock. There's a bunch of hidden stuff along the way. You'll find like these random rooms that kind of give you more of the backstory. And so it really starts out very enigmatic. You're this dude sitting on a train next to one other person, and a mask falls on the floor, and you like pick it up like the Mask style, and they're like transported here. And you show up at this mansion, and this guy's like, yeah, hey, you were like fucking traveling, right? The person you were traveling with is stuck somewhere in this mansion. This happens an infinite amount of times. You're stuck here forever until you fucking get her. And you're kind of left to discover
that old test of time.
Yeah. That old test of time,
that old story.
And you're kind of left to your own devices as to discover what the rest of the story is via these diaries and these hidden rooms. And a lot of it will be like, day 12, I've done this many times, I died more times than I can count, and I'm still here, I don't know what's happening, and all that kind of stuff. But the gunplay, the gameplay is super similar to Hotline Miami in its room setup and how fast you're supposed to get through stuff.
Kicking doors and whatnot.
There is a bullet time and a dodge in this, which is pretty rad. So like you can kick down a door, activate your bullet time, like dodge to the left, and just annihilate everybody in a line. It's a blast. It's like $10 I think right now, and it's well worth picking up if you liked.
$14.99.
$14.99. There you go. I think I got it on sale. And it was $10. But
yeah,
it's really good. It's super fun. It's one of those games where you die and you're like, fucking play it again, Sam, and you're fucking back in there.
8 more runs.
Yeah, and then as you go through, like the next sections of each level will have like different modifiers for the enemies of the rooms and stuff. And it's very, very fun. Really, really good time. Highly suggest it.
Dupe. I dove into the demo for Rightfully Barry Arms. Andreas,
so cute.
This one.
I want to play this game so bad.
It's pretty good, man. It's I mean, you look at it, you kind of know what you're getting into. It's
right.
A little roguelike, clear the room, get the thing at the end, leave. It's pretty difficult. Like I don't know if it's just I wasn't really prepared for this. When I sat down to play it, I just wasn't in that mode, I guess. But as I kept playing, I was getting better and better. But it's very claustrophobic. That was one thing. It reminded me, like the conflicts remind me more of Isaac in that aspect, where you have a very limited space to and obstacles to kind of help you get around all the different enemies that are coming at you. I didn't get to play around with too many weapons. I only had 2 weapons in the time that I was messing around with it, but I'll go back in and cycle through a bunch of them. but it's very cute. There is a when you're it's a branching paths sort of choose your level thing where your ship sort of scans the next level to give you percentages of the things you might find there, like a new power, new weapon, new whatever resources, blah blah blah. Um, but every time you die in a run, you have to pick, which is ostensibly a curse. It's something to hinder you continuing through. So like
that was the gimmick.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's the gimmick. So when you die, like one will be in this one, you're the enemies have 25% more health, or you lose half of your dodges because I think you get two, and you may be able to get more as you're playing. So it's like it's things like that. But it's it's fun, and you get through. I like to see like you could plan out your run a little bit as you're going through the web of levels. You'll come across a level that's just the store, so as you're going by, and so you could upgrade your weapons, or choose a different weapon. It's I think it's got a lot of promise right now. Like I said, it's a demo. I believe it's an early access game that has a demo right now, so it's not, as far as what I understand, the early access hasn't been released yet.
Right. It hasn't launched in early access yet. It just has the demo.
It has the demo, which is technically the alpha. So I'm assuming the early access is going to be an updated beta build for early access, but I'm not 100% sure. But that's coming out in July, so I'm going to keep playing it, see if I could, I'll try different paths and see what it has to offer, because I'm interested to see what like a big boss fight, or anything like that would look like. I haven't had one of those encounters yet, so but it's very cute, and I like him, and he rolls around, and it's really funny because he's definitely a 2D sprite, but like it's almost got this Paper Mario's type thing, where like if you reload your weapon, the weapon flips in 3D, and like you could see it flat, and then like kind of like a piece of paper. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cute. Very
I
fun.
spoke to the guy who did the music for this at length at PAX. Really rad guy. I wish I could remember his name. But we just ended up talking about music. But when you were playing it, the thing that I noticed was I was just kind of like, damn, this is a dope soundtrack. And he was standing like right there, and he was like, yeah. And I was like,
yeah, I did it.
Well, yeah, I was like, yeah, no,
this is
cool.
my time.
You like it, right? And he was like, yeah, I do like it. It's mine. And I was like, oh, cool, man, that's rad. And then we just like started talking about music a little bit. It was cool.
And then Matt did a famous non-interview interview.
Yep. Matt does a lot of those.
Shut up. Someday, maybe. You guys
so
will
Matt,
get...
you also threw on here a game that we've definitely spoken about on this show and other
several
shows,
times, yeah,
multiple times. But
yeah,
from what I understand, this is getting a console release very soon. I had something in my inbox that came.
Well, so it's been released on Game Pass for a while now. I think it's going out.
PS5.
I think it's coming to PS5. Yeah. But
all right, so talk to us about Gunfire Reborn.
All right, so we all know the deal with this game. It is awesome. It's like a boomy, shooty, roguelike, tons of guns, has like shades of Borderlands in there. Totally tons and tons of different scrolls that give you different abilities, and you can like kind of chain your run and build your run how you'd like to, based on RNGesus if he doles you out some justice.
Praise us.
Praise RNGesus. But so there's been a bunch of DLC for this game that I haven't played, and I've been meaning to hop into it. And yeah, I just like gave this game another go, and it's the first time I've launched it on Steam Deck, because when I first got my Steam Deck, there's like something wrong with the version, like the compatibility version, and it wouldn't launch even though it says it's verified in the store. And recently, when I installed Diablo on my Steam Deck, I installed a like custom Proton compatibility pack, and I checked if this worked on it, and it did, and I literally have not fucking put it down. Every time I sit down on my couch, I boot up another run, and I think I'm coming to realize that this is a way more, I want to say important. It should be talked about and played way more, because it is genuinely, at its heart, a really, really great roguelike through and through. It is difficult. You're learning enemy patterns, you're learning weapons and what different scrolls do, you're learning the different characters and what their powers do, you're metagaming and kind of like leveling all your stuff up. And they just passed like 3 million sold just on PC
Nice.
a week or two ago, which is pretty big for them.
And you get to play with friends.
And you get to play with friends. It's co-op. And yeah, there's like 4 different DLC characters that you can play. I haven't played them yet. Maybe I'll bring this back in another month or so and see how it's going. I'll just have like a Gunfire Reborn minute. But yeah, I don't know. I like to mention this game because I fucking love it. It's like one of those games where it feels like somebody like looked into my brain and plopped this game into a dev kit and then fucking put it out there. Because I fucking love this game and you should all play it.
Put it right inside you, right in there.
It's what the hole in the back of my head is, probably.
That's what they did. Let's talk about. So we have a wish list roundup where we do have 3 games that came across our eyeballs, but then we're also going to talk about a few games, or I'm just going to show a few games, see if you guys are interested. Some games from the Humble Games Direct, their little showcase where they showed 50 games. Not including like 24 more games where they just showed like little clips of it, but they didn't get like their own like super trailer thing. But the first one we're going to talk about is Stunt Derby. This looks dope. This game came across my Twitter where No Clip, the company that makes the gaming documentaries.
See, I thought it was them.
Danny, was it Danny O'Dwyer, I believe his name is? He tweeted this game, you know, because he's obviously making it, but he was just saying that he thinks they have something special. So I was like, all right, well, Danny he creates massive projects. Like all of his documentaries that he produces and directs or whatever are like the top notch documentaries in gaming.
He's the guy.
So I was like, all right, I'll click it. This game looks hella fun. Like
it just looks like such great chaos.
Yeah, it's just simplistic art. You go on a track. There's obstacles to avoid. You crash into other people. You try and sabotage them. You fly off the side of the track. You just launching yourself in the air, knocking over these giant blocks. You could make your own tracks for people to play. It looks like there's like 30 cars that you could play like at once, maybe more. It's hard to tell.
That's definitely more than 30 cars, I feel, which is insanity.
Yeah, it looks just
that last shot, like with the logo, that fucking pile up looks like a great time.
Massive pile.
Somebody makes it out of that. Somebody makes it out of that, and it's in first. It's in first place at some point.
Yeah,
I love. It says retro physics carnage. That's incredible.
Yeah,
I love
this looks great.
I'm excited about that one. I think that's going to be really good.
That looks good. That's a good one.
The next one is Mini Shoot Adventures.
Yeah, so I threw this in here. It also came across my Twitter, funny enough. But so this is a handcrafted, it looks like you'd think it would be a roguelike, but it's not. This is a handcrafted adventure. It looks just awesome. The bosses are huge. The gameplay looks tight. The graphics are pretty simple, but look really fun. And I love shmups. And so like anything that is a shmup plus something else, I'm fucking already like way in.
This is like the
Pixel Junk.
What the fuck?
No, the racing game from Nintendo. The top. No, the way you're controlling the ship. It reminds me of how you control the cars in that. What the hell is it called? RC Pro AM? RC Pro. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Because it
looks like
because it's got like momentum.
Yeah.
Or it looks like it has momentum.
It looks like you're controlling it like a tank almost.
Yeah.
And there's like platforming.
It looks like there's platforming. Yeah, this game looks amazing.
Zelda vibes going on. I love it.
Yeah, there's like upgrades to your ship, all kinds of different shit. But yeah, I don't know. There's a demo out for it. I haven't played it yet, but I am planning on it. And yeah, I don't know. This just piqued my interest, and I feel like it deserves a wish list.
Wish
list it. Something that was speaking of wish lists, I was looking at the recommended for you Steam stuff, and I came across this game called Exolotl Zion. And
Great name.
I looked at it and I said, "This is an Andy game." This is a Metroidvania side-scrolling, a slashy slash style game where you could swap between different axolotls. You fight the bosses. Really nice sprite work. It seems very deliberate in its platforming. Looks like something Andy would really, really like. So I brought it to the table to see what he thinks.
Yeah, this is a totally me game.
Yeah. Can I read the Steam blurb because it's fucking hilarious?
Yes, please do.
Zion the Exolotl need to save their planet from King Orion invasion platform game adventure with 5 Exolotl characters, which can be switched character. You can use it in each different level with special moving and ability, including sword, boxing, magic, gunner, even throwing toys.
Now,
Matthew.
Ladies and gentlemen,
clearly what's happening.
The first point of any sort of punctuation was after the word character which Exolotl character which can be switch character, comma.
And the word you can. Like
you can. Yes,
you can.
You can, one word. But
oh god,
guys, I feel bad.
Lack of English speaking skills.
I'm sorry, but it doesn't mean it's not funny.
Yeah, game looks dope.
That last line is so good.
You know what upsets me more?
Sword, boxing, magic, gunner, even throwing toys.
Oh, I am buying this game right now.
It is $10 right now.
I'm buying it right now.
Released last week.
They have one review up. I'm sad. I'm gonna buy M and review it.
Do it. I love
What's happening.
Andy, me and you should both play this and talk about it next week.
Please play it and let us know how the localization went.
So
I will.
Because
god,
7 different levels,
7 theme,
8 different bosses.
Should we get them on the show? How's that gonna go?
That's probably not wise.
I think it's the best idea we've had all day.
But
wait, did you read the one? Can we read the one review really quick?
Come on.
Let me just read it really quick.
Please read the review, please. Please do.
Oh my goodness.
So this product was received for free. A boiling 1 hour. Everything's either good or bad. I guess I'm bad man with the best intentions. I'm a bad man with the best of intentions. With Jerry as my witness, I beat it.
The fuck is Jerry?
I don't fucking know, man, but that's the one review that's there.
A boiling 1 hour.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. It's either good or bad.
He's got I don't know either, under an hour on record.
Oh god.
Everything's either good or bad.
Good
I guess I'm a bad man with the best of intentions.
Did the developer write the review? I'm so confused.
I don't know. Oh my eye. What is going on?
No, Iron wrote that review.
Well, Matthew, it is officially part of the library, so we can check it out.
Have fun.
Fuck yeah.
And we can talk about it next week.
Yes, and ladies and gentlemen, the For You wish list works. So let's get into some of the announcements and trailers and whatnot from the Wholesome Direct Indie Game Showcase 2023. I'm going to just to give you the enormity that was this showcase. I'm gonna name everything.
It's a great fucking
word. My god.
Just gonna go split. Like, I'm not gonna say anything about them. I'm just gonna name them all.
Go.
And then I'll give you some highlights that I pulled.
You're gonna name all 50 fucking games? Is that what's gonna happen?
That's what's gonna happen. Okay.
Oh my
not
god.
Including pre-show. I'm not including the pre-show. Just the direct games. Okay.
You should take one of those, like, before I'm gonna try to hold my breath underwater, like.
Okay, I can do that. I Am a Caterpillar, Bubblegum Galaxy, Strictly Business, Station to Station, The Palace on the Hill, Usagi Shima, Karma Zoo, Flutter Away, Kamaru a Frog Refugee, Baladins, A Little to the Left Cupboards and Drawers, Henry Halfhead, Gordlets, Lakeburg Legacies, Loftia, Beastie Ball, Sushi, Come Home, Venba, Little Nemo, and the Guardians of Slumberland. That's where I got to. And the laughing really didn't help. Little Nemo and the Guardians of Slumberland, Garden Witch Life, Orange Season, Surmount, Grimoire Graves, Garden Buddies, A Tiny Sticker Tale, which we spoke about as one of our Kickstarters of the week last week, Everdeep Aurora,
Yes,
Kibu, Magical Delicacy, Little Friends Puppy Island, The Guardian of Nature, Townseek, Feed All Monsters, Monita's Kitchen, Unpacking, which, unpacking, Solar Punk, While the Iron's Hot, Wildflowers, A Highland Song, Sushi Ben, Snufkin Melody of Moomin Valley, The Star Named Eos, Fall of Porcupine, Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life, Tiny Bookshop, Wooden Weather, Campfire Cat Cafe, forgot to open that one, but it's for Apple and Google Play, Sopa, Tracks of Thought, and Go-Go Town. That's a list of games. And that is not including...
Go-Go Town's a good one, though.
That is not including 5 from the pre-show, and also not including, I don't know, a 2 dozen from the wrap-up sizzle reel. But there were a few that kind of stuck out to me. And the first one I want to do is Solar Punk. This is your
fun fact.
Yeah.
This is our Kickstarter of the week.
Dope.
It is.
So there you go. Solar
So you can wait
Punk
if you want.
is kickstarted. The trailer that's a little messed up here. Hold on. There we go. Solar Punk is a crafting game. It's a crafting open world survival game. You can play with your friends. You craft things, and you make and you're on a floating island and whatnot. It looks like another one of those in that genre, but this one looks very clean. It looks very polished. It doesn't look like something janky, something where everything's gonna clip into everything and you're gonna,
Holy shit! They smashed their goal.
Yeah, they.
Oh yeah, they destroyed it. They fucking wrecked it. Oh yeah, they.
I'm gonna wreck it.
I'm gonna wreck it. Yeah, this game looks fucking awesome.
It does. It looks really cool.
Despite it being on Kickstarter, it looks like it is pretty full featured already.
Yeah, the shit's done already.
I can't tell if there's combat because they don't mention anything about it in their Kickstarter. But the building, the farming, the exploration, and like the sky zone thing, like just like the island, floating islands.
I'll tell you this, Matt.
It looks dope.
Combat?
It was.
You want combat in this game?
It was on the Humble
would love
showcase,
combat.
so there's definitely not going to be combat, or at least there's not.
It's
right, Wholesome,
legit
right.
called a survival craft game.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I just want to fight tiny little slimes. What's wrong? You know what else is calm? Fucking Slime Rancher, and you got to fight some shit in that every once in a while.
That is not calm.
True.
That is scary.
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's not that
While
bad.
the Iron's Hot was another one that I picked. This one's really, really cool. You're a blacksmith. I get those Moonlighter vibes. Where
I'm all about that.
Yeah, you craft swords and cool stuff, and you get ingots, and you do the thing. It's coming out Q4 this year. It is being published by Humble Games. It's got a Zelda 2 Link
overworld
what the
vibe.
fuck is it called? Yeah, overworld vibe. Why am I blanking on what that game is called right now?
What the fuck is it
Adventures
called?
of Link. There we go.
Adventures of
I'm like,
Link,
why
yeah.
am I blanking? Like Link's fucking adventure? No, that
Link's Awakening.
That's
Nope.
not it. But yeah, it looks really dope. I feel like this could be a really, really good one. You know me, I like having a shop and making things. Those are always fun. It's got some little puzzle elements there in it too. Apparently, he just destroyed a house and put up a new one. So there you go. You're gonna be building houses and whatnot.
Instantly
did that just so easily. Oh, I don't have the whole thing being captured. I apologize, guys. All the Steam pages are different, so I have to like move the window a bunch of times. So I do apologize for when it's not looking optimal. The next one I wanted to go through was Snufkin, Melody of Moomin Valley. This was
Snufkin?
Yeah, Snufkin. Join Snufkin in his musical adventure about restoring harmony and balance to Moomin Valley, protecting it from the industrious park keeper. This looks like it has a it's coming out next year. It looks like it has a musical element to it where you're kind of restoring music and all that stuff. It just looks really cool. I love the art style. It looks hand drawn.
Yeah.
It looks like it's
Oh,
got
yeah.
some stealth elements to it, where you're or a little bit of what the hell's the name of it? Untitled Goose Game vibes, where you're just kind of fucking with people trying to solve the puzzle of that level. And yeah, and there's Snufkin, who's like some sort of horse looking thing.
I just wish it wasn't called Snufkin.
Why?
I don't. It's just.
I think that's a positive, Matt.
Snuffleupagus was taken.
Snufkin.
What are you playing? All right, with your bit of Snufkin. Get in here. We got to restore all of this. We got to get here and restore the harmony and balance of Moomin Valley.
If he doesn't sound like that, game over. I'm not gonna play it.
You nopty. Get in here.
Snufkin, get in here. We're Snufkin.
Now, this next game that I highlighted here, I want to play right now. Like right now.
Okay.
Tiny Bookshop.
Go on.
Tiny Bookshop.
Oh, I can't show Ken this game. He will die.
You make a mobile bookshop of secondhand books.
Holy
You drive
shit.
it around and you open it up and you sell your stuff.
Holy shit.
That's it. That's the game. It is a
their DMs aren't open. Fuck.
It is a simulation. Everything's hand drawn.
Just do a regular ad.
Oh,
leave everything behind and open a tiny bookshop by the sea in this ambient narrative management game. Stock your tiny bookshop with different books and items, set up shop in scenic locations, and run your cozy secondhand bookshop while getting to know the locals. I want to get to know all the locals.
Oh, look, you can set up like the outside of your cart.
Oh, was there a demo?
There is not. It says add to your wish list. I don't see a demo, but I'm adding to the wish list. Add to the wish list and follow if you want to help get these games seen by more people, ladies and gentlemen. I just have 3 more that I want to highlight here. The next one is something that I feel like a lot of people already know about, but I didn't want to not highlight it. But Go-Go Town. Go-Go Town just looks awesome. Another sim buildy game. Building a town, Animal Crossing kind of shit. Plan, build, prosper. As mayor, it's up to you to breathe life back into this run-down town. Construct shops, hire staff, automate deliveries with couriers, and attract tourists to town, all while managing infrastructure and avoiding catastrophes. Who said being mayor was going to be easy? It's Prideful Sloth, Andy.
Did that robot just shit out an old lady on a bench?
Let's not talk about that. This is humble, okay? This does have a demo if you guys want to play it. I think I'm going to add that to my
looks adorable.
Demo list. Yeah. I like these games, man.
And there's also a full write-up on our website.
Yeah.
As well.
Prideful Sloth.
For this game? Why didn't we talk about that, Andy, at the beginning?
Go-Go Town, yeah.
What'd you say? I missed what you said in the beginning of that sentence.
Well, why do we talk about Go-Go Town?
They have what on their website?
No,
there's a write-up for this on our website.
Town on our website.
Right. Oh, from
but it's like
PAX. Yeah.
It's from PAX.
It was a quick one. Though. It was very
quick, but we spoke about it when it happened, but a month ago.
Who remembers things? Things are hard to remember.
I don't have any memory, man.
Memory.
Can't remember my kids' names half the time.
Yeah, Karma Zoo.
That's right.
Karma Zoo is the other one that I wanted to highlight here. Karma Zoo is a cooperative platformer where all of these little sprightly looking creature guys, they all have your own little unique power that your friends control, and you try and solve
this
the
game
environmental puzzles.
Great.
Yeah, you try and solve this is something I will never play because I hate everyone. Like playing these types of games with people just makes me want to. It gives me anxiety. I can't do it. I just can't do it.
Steve, let's play this game together.
I will hurt you, Matt.
Let's play this game.
Don't think you understand how badly I cooperate in these types of games. And it's not that I don't cooperate. It's that if somebody keeps fucking up, I lose my patience so quickly. This is why my wife doesn't play games with me. Ever.
I'm really good at these types of games, though. But like, it would be really fun for me to pretend that I'm not, just to get that out of you.
Andy, what did you just realize? What happened?
No, that's why I don't Ken anymore.
Oh,
Same reason.
Exact same fucking reason.
He gets mad, or
Yeah.
you get mad?
I get mad.
Okay.
I know I've told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again. It was Little Big Planet 2, okay? Little Big Planet 2, playing with the wife, all is good. We came to a part where one person had to go across a thing, step on a button, and then the other person can go across, but the other person had to stay on the button. Why couldn't she just stay on the button, you guys? Why couldn't she just stay on the fucking button? All she had to do was stay on the button and time it and wait for me to get across the fucking lava thing. But no, she kept getting off the thing because she didn't know what the buttons did. So she just kept moving around, and it was driving me nuts. So now we don't play video games together anymore. And that happened in 2010 or 11. So it has been so long. Oh, man. But I digress. Yeah, game looks dope. And the last one I wanted to talk about is a really, really sweet game called Venba. Why isn't it playing? I apologize. It's paused for some reason. There we go.
Are we going to get through any of the news today?
Venba, probably not.
I'm just curious.
Probably not. We'll touch on some things. Venba, I mean, it's about the games. That's what this is about, folks. Venba is a narrative cooking game about a family coming together through food. It's about a family in the 80s. You're going through a lost family cookbook, basically, and it's very sweet. I love the art style in this game. But I think this is going to be something I think this is going to be one of those games that hits culturally very hard. But we'll see. But yeah, put Venmo on your wish list if you can.
Looks dope.
If you don't want to be a dick.
All right.
Let's very quickly we'll get into some news here. We already spoke about our Kickstarter of the week. It was Solar Punk.
That first bit of news I'm very disappointed by the way.
All right, let's jump right into it. So I didn't know about this. So
all right, so
bring us in.
Indie dev Running with Scissors, known for their development of the Postal series, decided that they were going to call out how big game companies should upgrade their engines when they make new games, and then did a direct comparison between Red Dead Redemption in 2010 and a screenshot of a cowboy in Starfield in 2023. He proceeded to get absolutely fucking roasted by everybody on Twitter.
Sure.
First one, let's just go through this.
Oh my god.
I love you guys, but Postal 4 doesn't feel janky on purpose like Postal 2. It mainly just feels broken and forced, not to mention the horrible optimization. Please fix the game before bullying big game companies. Because if anybody knows anything about making great games, it's the studio that makes Postal. So I think that...
Friend of the show, by the way.
That's terrible.
Show,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
We should say that.
Friend
of the show. No. Postal 4.
From what we know about them, like that had to be tongue in cheek, right? Because Postal 4's whole thing is that it is exactly like Postal. So, it's like there's no upgrades. It's purposefully bad, and like that's the joke. Like, no, don't update anything because we didn't know. We don't update anything.
I don't
Here's
know.
The thing though with Postal 4. Postal 4, I believe, was one of the worst reviewed games of last year.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly.
It's not good. I tried playing
it was like, so I really think like, listen, I understand what they were trying to do. If it was a tongue-in-cheek thing, fine.
I don't know.
Why would you put yourself out there and open yourself up to so much abuse?
Yeah, I mean, like, what are you doing, dude? Just chill out.
Yeah,
stay in your postal corner. It's fine. It's good.
It's a very like don't throw stones in glass houses kind of a situation. I feel
if you throw stones from glass houses, sink ships.
With
loose houses sink stones.
Yeah, you get two birds stoned at once.
Two birds from two in the hand.
For the price of one.
One in the bush.
Buy one bird, get no birds free.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if this was tongue in cheek. If it was not, I can't believe it. If it was,
Even if it was, I'm a
little bit poor form.
I don't get it. I really don't get the tongue-in-cheekness of it.
Just because, like, I'm like, oh yeah, you're one to talk. Like, but, yeah, duh, that's the point. Like, that's kind of like how I look. Anyway, whatever.
This is like someone who runs like a piss stand is saying that your lemonade stand doesn't taste great.
Yeah. So that's a great analogy. Because we have Postal, and then we have a game that has maybe thousands of planets and super deep RPG customization in every conceivable way.
It's going to sell, well,
a
maybe
bajillion
not sell,
copies,
but it's going to get like 15 million downloads.
Definitely. Easy.
First week. Like, we'll be all right. Anyway, what did the Completionist do? Talk about that real quick.
Something great, apparently. I don't know.
Okay, so following the Summer Game Fest showcase, there was an indie game showcase called The Mix. They were supposed to hold an in-person event in downtown Los Angeles. This was including roughly 40 new games for people to play. People were there, they were set up and everything, and the fire marshal came in and shut the whole thing down.
Oh, shit.
So basically, the Completionist swooped in and said, hey, why don't you guys go live on my channel? And basically allowed the showcase to exist digitally just on his Twitch channel. And kind of saved these people some time, wasted time and effort, and still allowed these people to get their game out there. Was it in person and people being able to play it? No, but they still got to showcase their games at the very least. And I think that's super cool.
Indeed, it is super cool. What's not super cool is I'm going to jump to the last story here before we get into listing off a bunch more games, because this story...
This is the one I want to talk about the most, I feel.
This may stray slightly outside of indies, but not, because there's definitely some indies in.
The reason why I wanted
indie adjacent.
The reason why I wanted to bring this one up is there are two quotes in here that, for lack of a better term, triggered me. And I had mentioned it in our Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not cool, man. So Embracer Group is that massive international corporation that has been just buying IP and studios for years,
gobbling up,
just eating them,
just eating shit.
Well, to the shock of no one, they're closing a bunch of studios, canceling a bunch of games, laying a bunch of people off because they had a deal for $2 billion that fell through. I'm not going to even get into what.
But can we talk really quick just about some of the licenses that are going down with this, and that are going to have to hopefully get bought up by other companies, because they own some like really well known, highly regarded.
Well, they still own those IP.
I know.
It's just a matter of like,
who's going to make them
now?
Are
they going to do anything with them? Or like they don't mention what they're canceling, obviously. So like there are going to be games that are already being made. But the thing that I want to talk about is this horrendous quote here, which this is
make me mad.
It's the CEO of the company.
Make me real mad.
That, first of all, Matthew Karch, the now former Saber Interactive CEO and current interim chief operating officer, said the first phase of cost saving will be, quote, immediate and noticeable. Okay. Then the following quote, Embracer currently engages close to 17,000 people, and while that number will be lower by the end of the year, it's too early to give an exact forecast on this. Embracer currently engages close to 17,000 people, and while that number will be lower by the end of the year.
Don't worry, shareholders, we're going to fix it.
The number will be lower.
By slitting throats.
The amount of zero fucks that this person has about the people they employ based on poor business decisions, poor business acumen is going to directly result in the loss of jobs and careers of some percentage of 17,000, and this guy literally gets quoted and calls it a number. Not employees, not people, not artists, not nothing. Not, you know, our Embracer family. No. Just
Steven,
number.
don't you watch like court TV or court, like how you don't call the defendant by his actual name because you don't want to humanize them? Right. This is what this is. Exactly.
This reminds me exactly of the press release that happened after I got laid off from my job, where Shopify had bought my company, Six River Systems, and another company called Deliver. And in the press release, post laying us off, Toby, the CEO of the company, went on record as saying that both Deliver and Six River Systems were side projects that weren't aligning with the core values of what Shopify
then why buy them
to be. Right. And so not only did they lay off like parts of our company, but like there was like 500 people that I worked with roughly, and there were around 35 left at the end of the layoffs on my side.
Cool side project, bro.
Yeah, I mean, just like the level of unaccountability, or just like
inhumanity.
Inhumanity is a great one. Just like it's such a numbers game, and this is what I hate about giant big ass corporations. It's just they don't give a shit, and they'll try to sell you that they do, but they fucking don't. They never do. They never will, and you're never gonna matter. And so when all of these fucking companies are gobbling up all these smaller companies, those companies that you really care about that got gobbled up, they don't really fucking mean anything to this giant company. They just want money.
And the final quote that I wanted to read, it personifies how fucking stupid people are that run these companies. I'm just going to read the quote. I'm not going to give context, but we know we need to be exploiting Lord of the Rings in a very significant fashion and turn that into one of the biggest gaming franchises in the world. This fucking dunce uses the phrase we need to exploit Lord of the Rings in a very significant fashion. In a interview or call while talking about all the boo-boos and how you can't fucking do things now because you made a stupid business deal that fell through. Good God almighty, can dumber people be running these companies? I don't know if it's possible. Less equipped people in this industry, tell me who they are, because I can't find them. Anyway, let's get some good news to kind of round this out. Xbox Game Pass is getting 10 indies on launch day, including Sea of Stars, Andy.
Yeah.
Indeed.
This is a pretty great little
former guest of the show.
Pretty great little list.
Oh my god.
You know, let's not leave out Wandering Village, which
or Neon White.
Well, we'll go through the list here. We got Another Crab's Treasure, which looks fucking hilarious. Little Kitty Big City, Tectonica.
That's a Steve game.
Shut up, nobody asked you. Tectonica, baby. Sea of Stars, Harold Halibut or Halibut. Sorry, it's a little small. Halibut.
Harold Halibut.
Galacticar, Neon White, Mineko's Night Market, Ninoko's Night Market, excuse me, The Bookwalker, and The Wandering Village.
The Bookwalker. Yeah. I was upset that Crab's Treasure game wasn't that Crab Souls game.
No, it's a different
I just looked it up right now.
What the fuck is the name of that game? I can't wait for that shit.
Oh, fuck. Let me look it up now.
Something shell.
There's another crab game out that I want to play right now that's a roguelike. That looks dope. It looks really fucking fun.
What's it called?
But yeah, I don't know. This is a cool list. I mean, like, I know we were just talking about industry consolidation.
Oh no, wait, it is. It is.
What?
I was wrong. It is the Crab Souls game.
What game are you thinking about?
Another Crab's Treasure.
There is another one that is a crab game that is more of a platformer.
But yeah, I don't know. It's cool that we're seeing these indies kind of get a chance to shine and get in more people's hands and all that. Even though we were just talking about how industry consolidation is destroying the industry.
Sea of Stars.
Also, Sea of Stars is a huge get for day one. Game Pass.
I wanna play Sea of Stars real good inside of my video games.
I don't know if I'm gonna like it, guys.
Shut up, man. Just shut your fucking mouth.
Why are you like the absolute fucking worst?
I know, man. I know, dude.
What's wrong with you?
Have you ever been smart? God.
I don't. Is it the turn-based combat? Is it this is an RPG? Is it because it's a good game? Is it because you hate things that are good?
No.
Is that what it is?
Do you hate happiness? Is that what it is?
Do you hate joy?
I don't like sitting in front of menus to attack things. I just want to punch them.
It's strategery. It's like having a deck of cards. It's like a deck builder. You have cards in your hand and you have to choose what you're going to do on your turn. It's a board game video game. That's how you got to look at it.
No, I don't know. It's not. It's different.
You are so stupid. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to bring us to the end of the show. This was a good one. I like talking things. Things are fun to talk about. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We do appreciate you being here. And sorry we went a little bit long tonight, but it was fun. I had a good time.
It was good.
You had a good time.
Good show.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, listeners and viewers. And as always, please be excellent to each other.